Welcome to Girlish Gurus. I'm Joy.
I'm Lorraine.
And I'm Susan. And we're here to have discussions about topics on many subjects that we hope are informative, uplifting, and fun.
We're also discussing how to live your best, healthiest, and happiest lives, especially for women who are in their second act.
So, let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of Girlish Gurus. I'm Joy.
And I'm Lorraine.
Lorraine. We've got some good stuff to talk about here in the second of our season's eating series.
Yes, indeed.
This is all about gifts.
Yes. Yummy gifts.
Delicious ones.
Healthy ones.
So, we made some gifts, and we've already talked about some of our season's eatings on the first episode, and we hinted at the gifts we made.
So we came up with there are actually 3 spice blends, but we made 2 of them. And one is a Mexican taco spice blend, and the other is a Mediterranean spice blend. And if you watch the video, if you go to YouTube and watch the video, you'll be able to see them. And one of them looks like a piece of art, right? The Mexican spice blend. It was
in that
just
little jar. Oh, it was beautiful.
Like layered, all the spices layered. It almost looked like one of those sand thingies.
They were like sand sculptures or something.
Sand sculptures, yeah.
From back in the 70s where you pour the different colors of sand. Yeah,
beautiful. In a little glass jar. So we have that recipe for you in the Season's Eatings gift guide, and as well as the Mediterranean spice blend. And we actually used the Mexican spices today to make some pan-seared salmon along with the side dishes that we made from last time.
Right, because we had so much food. We just decided, we're going to have lunch.
That's right.
And it was delicious.
Yeah, that's right.
It was so good.
That's right. And so we have several other gifts too that we made. We made infused olive oils, and we chose to do some red chili pepper and garlic in one and some rosemary in the other.
Well, rosemary and thyme.
Rosemary and thyme.
I think those gifts are extra special because here we are at the holiday season and people are looking for that just little something extra to put on a dish, or maybe to season something that they're going to take to a potluck party, or they've got house guests coming and they just want to make a special dish. And those olive oils and the spice blends too, are the perfect little something extra that can just elevate your dish to the next level, especially the olive oils, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The olive oil is so good.
Not only are they tasty, but the bottles that we put them in that I got from Amazon, which you can probably get like really cheaply. I bought like 6 bottles very inexpensively. They look beautiful, especially with all the herbs and garlic and the spices in it. And just you sit it on your counter and it just gives it a decor.
Right. They're just beautiful.
Kitchen.
The bottles themselves are also beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, but with the contents, they're just gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just bring a festive air to the environment that you're in. Yeah.
I know that if someone had given me something like that I would love it, because I'm always looking for, like, first of all, when you go to buy any of those kinds of things, they're usually very expensive, especially extra virgin olive oil, if it's a really good olive oil. And to have that sitting on your counter and have guests come and maybe serve some crusty Italian bread and dip it in that infused olive oil.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody loves that,
Well, is it almost dinner time? Because, man, that's making me hungry.
I know, you know. So, and then those spices, they look beautiful too, sitting on the counter.
And they're beautiful little jars.
And they're consumable. So it's not something that, sometimes you get these gifts and it's like it goes in the pile occasionally, or you feel bad, but might not be something that you'll ever use, and it just kind of sits there. These are things that people will actually eat and use and appreciate.
And it can elevate your cooking to the next level, particularly over the holidays.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
And then we also made,
oh my gosh,
I think both of us, it's our favorite.
Yeah.
The granola.
Yeah. So we made homemade granola. Simply put together oats and
nuts
and seeds and dried fruits and vanilla and coconut oil and a little bit of maple syrup.
And cinnamon and nutmeg.
Yeah.
And this, I'm telling you, this kitchen smelled like Christmas.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. And simple. I mean, that's what I love the most about it, because if you really don't know what to get someone, and we had talked about this before as we were filming, if you don't know what to get someone for Christmas, that special person that you see once a month or even every week, and just to give them something homemade that they can eat and take home that's delicious. I mean, there's nothing better.
Right.
And you can decorate it beautifully, you know, in the mason jar. It just
With
looks
a cute
beautiful.
little tag. It does.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah. And we ate a lot of it today.
I know. We did. But it was delicious.
It was.
Just
It was.
handfuls of it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you know, it
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah, we had to test it.
And we did. I mean, it was so good. And it's also, there's just something extra special about giving a homemade gift to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you've put your time and your energy and your love into it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're thinking, okay, well, you know what? This is something that I know that person's going to really like and use and enjoy.
Yeah. And honestly, if they love it too, you can send them over and let them get the booklet.
That's right.
Because we've got, I think it's like 21 recipes in there in the Seasons Eating booklet.
That you can download from girlishgurus.com. And every one of the recipes we made is in that booklet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're wonderful. Oh, we also made...
And free. They're free.
Yeah. So this wasn't really necessarily a gift, but this would be a wonderful thing to serve while you're giving gifts.
Or having a meal or
having
a
meal.
party, holiday party.
Yeah. And it's non-alcoholic, but we did infer that you could add alcohol to it if you wanted to, but it's a Cranberry Spritzer. And it's basically just like a seltzer, a little bit of unsweetened cranberry juice, lime juice, throw a few fresh cranberries floating around in there, a piece of rosemary.
And the sprig of rosemary. And I'll tell you, that sprig of rosemary, that rosemary twig, it really did add something extra to it. Because I would lift the glass and take a drink and I could smell it. And it was wonderful.
Yeah. It looks beautiful. It
is.
looks
It's
very
beautiful.
festive. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It does give a nice presentation. So it's something that you might want to serve. And even along with, even if you are having alcoholic beverages, it's a nice thing to have on the side instead of just like a plain water or something. It's like an infused water, really. So it was delicious. So be sure to check out those YouTube videos because you'll see exactly what we did, what we made, and maybe even a few bloopers.
How we laughed.
How we laughed.
Because we laughed and we laughed.
And almost peed. But
Yes, well, yep, true.
But hey, ladies,
We're keeping it real.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
Keeping it real.
As we were making these gifts, we were having conversations surrounding really the psychology of gift giving and how you almost feel better being the giver than the recipient. And I know that really is so meaningful for me because I do love, now I will be having my 7th grandchild within a couple of weeks. So
congratulations.
Thank you. So just always like doing things, and we try to do experiences for them too. But you still like to give the kids the toys and everything. And I just love. That's such a favorite part of the holidays for me, just giving gifts to the kids. So Joy and I kind of looked up
A few articles about the psychology of gift giving.
Yeah. So this one specifically talks about 5 benefits of gift giving. So this was written in just this past month in October. And it actually came from a blog called moo.com, MOO.com. And so it's about the psychology behind gift giving, one for you, one for me kind of thing. So one of the things that they talk about is that it's nice to be nice. And obviously, right? Kindness is always in. But there's kind of like a science behind it. So the psychology, this is what they say, the psychology behind gift giving lies on a foundation of kindness and caring. The act of showing kindness, for example, by giving someone a present actually has an incredible effect on your physical and mental health.
On you, the giver.
On the giver, on the giver. And this is all the more reasons to be nice, right?
Right.
So according to data gathered by Random Acts of Kindness, expressing kindness to others, for example, through gift giving, can lead to an increase in energy, lifespan, feelings of love and happiness, and can even help relieve pain and lower blood pressure.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let's talk about this for a second. You're saying to me that giving a gift to someone can actually lower your blood pressure
Yeah.
and
possibly
reduce
relieve pain.
Yep.
Reduce pain. Because it elevates whatever
I
those
don't know,
feelings are in
your
you.
serotonin or
Maybe,
something?
because you're elevating that feeling of kindness that you're showing to someone else, right? And it said it highlights research from Emory University that suggests good deeds lead to increased activity in the brain's pleasure and reward center, just as much as if you were a recipient of said gesture. They call it the helper's high. And
the helper's high. Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
So it would be a shame not to try.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's their first one. So it's nice to be nice. So it benefits you in a healthy way as much as it does the person that you're giving the gift
More
to.
than you might think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've read other research that does indicate that the giver actually stays happier longer than the recipient.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I can kind of see that.
Yeah. Also, the act of gift giving, this is the second one, sparks a connection between you and the recipient. So it creates stronger bonds. So whether it's a customer, a client, a friend, no matter who receives the gift, your gesture shows you recognize and value them as part of your world. And by enhancing this sense of connection, gift giving helps form strong bonds and build lasting relationships.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's unexpected. I mean, in a way, you can kind of see. I think when gifts are heartfelt and when you've really taken the time to consider that person, or you value them enough to even say, you know what, here's just a little something to say thank you, or to just let you know that, hey, I'm thinking about you, or hey, you're someone who I value.
Yeah. Or special to me. You're special to me. Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be around the holidays. It can just be
anytime. And it doesn't have to be
any kind of lavish gift.
right.
It can be a
something
bottle of
simple.
olive oil
That's right.
with some fresh herbs,
Or some Mexican spices.
or a delicious jar of granola.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially a jar of granola.
Right.
It's delicious. So according to the Stronger Bonds theory, this principle of gift-giving psychology has been essential to humans as a society to support each other and grow together. A group of researchers studying the effects of charitable donations found that giving activates a region of the brain associated with social bonding. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. That's fantastic. And as we have talked about many, many times, especially for women who are postmenopausal and beyond, but really for anybody, one particular aspect of your ongoing well-being is community. And establishing relationships, maintaining those relationships over a period of time. And it doesn't have to be a ton of them.
Yeah.
But you do need to make sure you are cultivating community as you get older.
Yeah.
Because research shows that's one way you can stay healthy well into your later years.
Yeah. Yeah. And that just reminded me of something. So when we're always referring back to Italy, but
Italy, yes.
But when we did this retreat, so I was a co-host on the retreat, and I decided to reach out to some brands to see if they would be willing to provide some of their products for the ladies that were coming on the retreat, specifically products for menopausal women or women's health in general. And so I was able to get quite a few things, and I felt exactly this. I felt like the women, I sent these boxes of these treats to them ahead of time or dropped them off to people who were close by. And just the happiness that they felt, I probably felt 100 times more, because it was just like a surprise. It was something they weren't expecting. It was something that, some of it was pretty funny too. Some of the items were pretty funny. But I just felt like so good that they felt good about having those products, you know? So I totally get it. And that was one of the things that they talked about after, that they love those little thoughtful gestures.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you did that all through the trip, because I was lucky enough to go on that trip and get a goodie bag, and it was great. Some of the stuff I started using, I'm still using now, and I love it. You continued doing that while we were on the trip with those little cards and the elephant ornament and the journal so we could take notes, things like that. And they were not terrifically expensive items, but they were lovely and things that I know I will always cherish. So, yeah.
Yeah, especially that elephant ornament. When I saw that, I said the ladies need to have this, and I would love to do an episode kind of around surrounding the theory of the elephant theory that that it relates to. But we can do that another time. But
all right, listener, put a pin in that. We're going to do an episode about the elephants.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was like a great, very heartfelt kind of thing.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. It was great. I know that when I shared about it, I started crying. So anyway, more about that another time. Okay, so the next one is the power of empathy. And so just before we jumped on the podcast, and actually I think yesterday we started having this conversation when we were talking about gift giving and I was talking about writing short stories, and we were talking about how I loved O. Henry.
And the Gift of the Magi.
Yeah. There was another article that we read relating gift giving to that specific story, and how each of them loved each other so much and felt what each of the other wanted. And if you don't know the story, I highly recommend you read it.
It's such a good story.
And I cannot think of their names, but the fact that they gave up something themselves to be able to give something to the other. And then of course there's the ironic ending where
spoiler, Lorraine.
Yeah, I'm not going to give a spoiler. But anyway, read it if you haven't read it. But anyway, discussing that was, so according to this article, empathy is one of the pillars of the psychology of gift giving. And when you're giving a gift, you want to delight the recipient, whether it's a lovely surprise or some well-needed support. And looking for a present implies trying to understand that person. In this, gift and psychology go hand in hand. You're showing interest in their needs, their desires, and their interests, and you're essentially exercising your empathy muscle. How is this a benefit to the giver? By showing the recipient you've put yourself in their shoes to come up with a thoughtful gift, you're encouraging them to do the same for you. Well, you're not necessarily wanting to be the recipient,
right,
but this can happen, right? They'll be more likely to make the effort to better understand you in the future. And empathy also promotes helping behaviors, strengthens relationships, and helps regulate your own emotions.
I love that.
Yeah. So go read O. Henry.
Definitely.
Gift of the Magi.
So good.
Yeah.
But the whole empathy concept with regard to gift giving, also, I think it strengthens your resilience as an individual.
Yeah.
Because when you are practicing empathy, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And there is so much value in that, especially in today's world where we're so divided about things and we have so many just different angry things going on in the world.
Horrible things going
Horrible
on.
things. And just to have empathy for another person and to look at them and think deeply about them as a human being, that builds your resilience and builds your grit and your character.
Yeah.
And I just love that. I love that.
Yeah.
All that in a bottle of olive oil.
And a jar of granola. And some Mexican spices.
That's right. You know it. But you see, there is so much implied in just that one act of giving a homemade gift.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And
it really is.
And especially, like, say somebody really loves olive oil, right? Or loves entertaining, and you want to help them to provide that for their guests during the holidays. So that's
just a little something special.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. That gives me goosebumps. I love it. Yeah.
And then this one is expressing gratitude. So giving can be a form of expression and is even considered one of the 5 love languages by Dr. Gray Chapman. Love is an essential component when it comes to the psychology of gifts. Expressing yourself with a token of your appreciation can be an effective way to communicate your gratitude. It's a sign you recognize the tremendous contribution of someone to your life and you want to reciprocate. And while it might be seen as rude to shove a present into someone's arms without uttering a word, gifts can help you say what you're struggling to express on your own, right? So often we don't know what to say to someone when we want to express gratitude. So just getting them a thoughtful gift or making them a jar of granola.
Or a bottle of olive oil.
Or Mexican spices.
That's right.
So it can also reinforce your message, right? Showing that you're not all talk and no action as you've taken the time to find a thoughtful gift.
I tell you, this makes me think of another wonderful, wonderful gift that you can give someone. And that is cooking a meal. Yeah. And inviting them to have the meal with you and spending just a little time with them.
A gift of time.
Over the meal.
Perfect.
So you can serve one of the delicious dishes from the downloadable booklet that we have for Seasons Eatings this year. And just have that person sit at your table and spend some time with them and share a meal that you have prepared with your own hands. Even if it's not good.
Yeah.
It's still... You've made an effort and you've tried.
But you know it's going to be good.
No, of course. Yeah. But the point is not necessarily the meal.
Right. It's community.
The point is building your community and giving the gift of time to sit and talk with someone and listen to them and share just a few minutes of, hey, I'm a person, you're a person. Let's be a community for a little while.
I'm glad you brought that up because there is a Facebook group that Leslie, who we went on the retreat with, she has a Facebook group for women over 50 living alone. And it's heartbreaking, some of the posts that the women make in that group, especially during the holidays. Many of them are spending time alone, and they don't have family close by, or they don't have family at all, or they're estranged from their families, which is even sadder.
Yep.
And so if you know someone like that in your community, in your circle, reach out to them and invite them to a meal. And it doesn't have to be even during the holidays. It could be
another time a year.
Another time. Although the holidays can be hard for them, and that would be a wonderful time to do it. But yeah, throughout the year, because there are people who are struggling that don't have family or friends
Community.
close by. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's just a easy thing to do. You can boil some pasta, get a jar of spaghetti sauce, and you have a simple meal that you can share with another person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that time means more than anything else.
That's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Lorraine, I'm going to cry.
Okay. And then finally, and I don't really like this one. Well, I mean, okay, this is the truth. So sometimes people give gifts for reciprocation.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
And so according to this little article, it says, we hate to admit it, but sometimes we do offer presents in the hope of receiving something in return. I think as we get older, though, I think that changes a
Yeah,
little bit.
it does. I think so, too.
Because I never expect anything in return.
Oftentimes, I would rather not have a present because it's just more stuff.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
rather have an experience or a meal or something like that.
Yeah. We used to suggest that our kids, because as they got older, my husband and I really didn't want anything, didn't really need anything. You know, we wanted to be with our family, but they felt, and just according to this, they wanted to give us something. So we said, well, rather than buy us something, why don't you just make a donation in our name to either a charity you want, or we like these charities. And so they do that for us
That's
too.
nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. And I felt I felt good with them being able to do that, and they felt good
Yeah.
being able to
That's
do that.
nice.
Yeah. So here they say sometimes we even dread the future implications of being the recipient. It doesn't mean you're not generous or that you want people to owe you. It just means you want to build a balanced relationship where both parties get treated equally.
Okay.
So reciprocation doesn't necessarily entail material gifts. It's about rewarding the giver by acknowledging the effort that went into gift giving. It can go from a thank you note to a favor, or if you're lucky, that pony you've always dreamed about. So
I don't think
I'm
my
wondering
dad.
now.
I don't think my dad's going to give me the pony.
No, and I'm just wondering, okay, where is this leading to? This is moo.com. Are we leading to like cow gifts or something here?
Wow. Moo.com. I love it.
Well, they do have, so Moo is actually a company that does, as I see here, they make planners and different things. So they're saying, okay, if you want to get something here, you can tag in here. But I like the idea that for some people, reciprocation may just be in the form of a thank you note or just doing a favor.
Well, and I love that. I love a handwritten thank you note.
Yeah.
I do. To me, that is a gift. And I have gotten some of the most beautiful thank you notes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I save mine.
I do too.
Yeah.
I save them. Maybe it's because the card itself is beautiful, but oftentimes it's because the sentiment inside is just lovely. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's very nice.
Okay, so this is from another site called the besttravelgifts.com, but this is not what we're talking about. So they're saying here that the joy of giving lasts longer than the joy of receiving. So as if feeling more joy from giving instead of receiving isn't enough, there's something even better about joy from gifting. It lasts longer. So if you want to feel more happiness for a longer period of time, start giving more.
Well, and the truth is, and you and I have talked about this a little bit already, when you have picked out a gift and it's a winner and you know you have taken that person into consideration and you have really tried to choose a gift that they will love or that touches them in some way, that is really an expression of your value of that person and you looking at that person and saying, I really want to give you something that you're going to delight in.
Yeah.
And it's just such a pleasure to watch a person open a gift that is just so heartfelt and touching.
Yeah.
And they are overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
I love that. Then I'm
Yeah.
like, haha, gotcha.
Yeah.
And it's so fun and I enjoy it.
Yeah. And there you go, because then you feel good for so long after that like, yeah, I did that, and
It brings me such joy, and you can never have too much joy.
You can never have too much joy.
Maybe once in a while. Or granola.
And one thing I want to add, so my grandson, since he was probably 5 or 6, for Christmas, I would wrap up box in a box in a box in a box and like keep doing that. Like I would save them for a while and then get down to like the end or whatever. So I would do that every single year, and he expected it every year. So it started getting where, okay, I need to do something different. So like one year I did a treasure hunt for him where I gave like clues. So throughout everybody opening their gifts, he had to like open one, go open the box, go find the clue. So this past Christmas when he was 15, and I said, okay, I think he's too old for this. I can't do this again. So instead I got him like a little treasure box where you had to have a code or figure out the code to open it. So after he did that, he turned to me and he goes, Nani, where's my...
Box in a box in a box.
I said, I thought that you were too old for that. And he just looked at me and he goes, never. So having that tradition with him, and that just like gave me goosebumps, because I was just like, I just thought it was like this goofy thing, but it meant a lot to him because as a teenage boy, he wants his cash right now. So I just always wanted to just do something special for the gift giving, not just here's a card, here's some money, So just knowing that he appreciated that, and that was like, that's part of his tradition each year. So that made me feel so good. So now I have to do it again.
Yeah, you do. That reminds me of that story of those two brothers that would gift each other a pair of pants, and every year the other brother would have to wrap it in a more and more complicated way to make it harder for the recipient brother to get to the pair of pants. And so one year, I think one of the brothers put the pants in a car and then filled the car with concrete. Like an old beater,
Oh, wow.
And then go get the pants out of that. And my husband's sister and her husband, so my sister-in-law and her husband, we every year for the last few years have been giving each other back and forth a wooden spoon.
The same wooden spoon.
The same wooden spoon. But it's just so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And I get such a kick out of watching them opening it, and they get a kick out of it. We're all like, Are you opening it? Are you ready? Here's the spoon. Here.
Because a few days before Christmas, they were going to be like, I wonder what they did to that spoon.
Where is the spoon? Where's my box in a box in a box? Where's the spoon? But anyway, so lots of great family traditions, and just think about that when you're considering gifts to give people.
As the psychology indicates, and I know that we do this from our hearts. It's not that you're doing this because you're going to feel better or you just naturally feel happy giving that special gift to someone. And I think that we have to get back into that mindset of not just, let me just run and I forgot to get so-and-so and just pick it up. But maybe have like these little options that we've come up with to provide something that's meaningful and heartfelt and easy and doesn't cost a lot of money, but shows that you really care about someone and that you want to show them some gratitude.
I love it.
Yeah.
Aw. I wish I could hug you all. Aw. I'll hug you later. That's okay.
Joy, would you like a bottle of granola for Christmas?
I would. I'd be in the back seat with a spoon in that thing, and I'd just be eating it down. Yep. Yes. Granola and olive oil.
Yeah.
Yep.
But not together.
Not together. No. Well, no. I'm not the world's best cook. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe not. But in any event, we hope that you have enjoyed our Seasons Eatings series so far. And don't forget, you can head over to our website, girlishgurus.com, to download our Seasons Eatings booklet. And also check out our social media platforms, our YouTube channel. We have so much fun content coming out, videos, and we had so much fun doing all of this series. So much fun.
Yeah, we just want to give like a little heads up, a trailer of some sort, that keep in mind that these are our first kitchen videos. And we had a lot of fun and the food was really good and we hope you really appreciate them. But just keep in mind that they're our first ones.
Right. We are flying by the seat of our pants here.
But what better way to do it?
That's right. It was
but they were dry.
They were dry. Well, hey! Oh my God.
Almost not. But
Oh, Lorraine. This is a family show. And I just doesn't get any better than that. I really, yeah. Go
right.
check it all out. It's super fun. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
yes. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Girlish Gurus. We hope you'll join us next time for another fun and interesting topic. And please be sure to check the notes for information and links that were included in this discussion today.
Also, don't forget, you can find us on our social media platforms starting with Instagram, Facebook, and now including YouTube. You can find us by searching Girlish Gurus, and you can also check out our website, girlishgurus.com, for more information on us, our projects, books, and our growing community.
Finally, remember to give this episode a good review and share it with your girlfriends, because the more interaction we get with our podcast episodes, the more episodes we can post.
Thanks again.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.